All right, welcome to live drum practice number 23. I am changing songs. We were working on American Girl. I'll be coming back to that, but I'm working on this first student right now, so I thought I'd do a live video on it. This is Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears. We're working on the hardest measures. I wanted to kind of do this differently. The beat in the song isn't overly challenging, and the student is really struggling on these drum fills, and I feel like, hey, if I'm going to help teach them, it's good for me to work on them as well. If you guys want to support the channel, like, subscribe, comment, all that good shit stuff, all that good stuff. And then also, if you're looking for drum sheet music and you like stuff that's accurate, or you like stuff that's right, become a member. $9.99 a month gets you 10 pieces of sheet music, and we have these new drum tabs coming up, weekly stuff as well. It's good introduction. Another thing to note on this song is they actually have a 4-tom setup, and John, who does all of our transcriptions, even noted that it's probably program drum. That's what it sounds like anyway. But anyway, they have 4 toms. I changed this four, not floor. I changed this to be a 3-tom setup because that's what I currently have, and a lot of people that I teach have as well. So if you buy the sheet music, you'll notice that it's written for 4. I can show you later on what we changed. So instead of this high tom here, they do 1 higher, and instead of this low tom here, they go 1 lower. So I just moved ours. I moved these 2 measures to accommodate that. All right, so I'm going to do the lead into the fill because we got to get into the beat as well. So let's get rid of all this blue a minute and then kind of show you what we're looking at. So we got this kick and snare, and so really easy part to get into, right? Do that a couple times. All right, on beat 3, they're going 3 E and. So 3 E and. I'll put that in context. 1 and 2 and 3 E and then it'd be 4. So we're closing that hi hat after we just opened it, and then 4 and. Now there's accents on all of the snare or all the tom hits. We're gonna ignore that at first. We're just gonna get this beat down. So we got. All right, let's do, I think we can just do that in a loop and getting used to this drum fill. So 50 is pretty slow. Full speed is, I think, 95. Definitely 95. 2 and 3 E and 4 and. So at 50, that's pretty relaxed. Let me make sure I'm not rushing that. 3 E and. And newer to drums, if this is challenging for you, 3 E, right? You're going 3 E. Just practice that a couple times. And then that end, that offbeat where you're hitting both the kick and the open hi-hat. That just a touch opener. Yeah, there we go. So 3 E and 4 and. So let's do that a couple times. 3 E and 4. All right, back into context with everything else. All right, let's do it with the metronome. Two and 3 E and 4 and. All right, not too bad. So this second measure is going to take us a little bit. A lot of what's going on is there's foot hi-hat on 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first beat, they're going 1, 1 E and 2 and. Yeah, let me use my brain for a sec. Okay, yeah, I have that written right. So 1 E and 2 and. 1 E, 1 E and 2 and. 1 E and 2 and. So let's just get that down with metronome. And I'm going to have to click through that a couple times because I can tell like that 1E or that 1E and 2 and 1E and 2. I'm going to want to rush that 2. Can't highlight just that for some reason. Let me try this again. There we go. So we'll click it out a couple times, get that rhythm, and then get going. 1 E and 2 and. Now, context is important, right? We're coming from 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I wonder if I'm going to hit, that feels very natural, 4 and. Almost feels like I should go 1 E and 2 and. Ooh, I'm now doubting myself, so I'm going to have to take a minute and just figure out what sticking I'm going to want to use for that. 95's not incredibly fast, right? So it feels like if I use left there, let's do this from the measure before. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and. I think that's what I'm going to do. So it is kind of what feels most natural. Now, when we start getting up to 95, if I feel like I'm rushed, I might go on that 2 and. So it'd be 1 E and 2 and. We'll just have to play through it a couple times. All right, I'm going to do what I just said I'm going to do. Sorry, I drank a big coffee and then had like at 45 minutes. I'm like, I need to get this started for tomorrow's lesson. So a little amped. All right, let's play that better. I think that's going to be what feels more natural. You'll often see this, like you learn it one way, and then as soon as you start pushing that tempo, you're going to be like, oh, crap, I need to play it with my right hand because this is going to happen. Or I need to play it with my left hand. Or, shoot, this is so easy to play, I can play it with either hand that I want. 1 E and 2 and 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 1 E and. All right, so now I feel like I like this better. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Feels natural. Doing those double lefts make a lot of sense because that dotted eighth note gives me enough time, right? I'm missing a right or a left anyway, so. All right, I don't feel like I have to work on just that last half, so let's try to see if I can get this going in a loop. So 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and a... I wanted to use my left there. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and a... All right, so I need to hear that rhythm in context. Like I feel like I got that groove. I like that dotted eighth note because it's always going da 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 da, or sounds like it's the 2 and 3 E and a 4 and a 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a... So, but now I have to actually hear if I'm playing that right. 3 E and a 4 and a 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and a 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a... and minus the extra foot hi-hat. 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and a... 3 E and a 4 and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. So I feel like I'm not getting that 1 E all the time. Sometimes it's a little rush, sometimes it's a little late. 1 E and a 2 and... A lot of it's just the second time around. You can kind of hear like I'm not as sure of it. The first time, 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and a 1 E and a 2. That was a good one. Kind of just hearing that rhythm enough. All right, let's put those two measures together. So we'd have... Notice the different sticking. Didn't screw me up. So try to do the same just because I'm learning it yet, but every once in a while I might do it different. 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a... And my brain froze. But 50's not bad. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let's go to 54. Small movements. Just because it's new. One, two. So I'm going to do just a couple where I click through this. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4. keep going by force. You know, because it's new. Eventually, I'm gonna like max out probably before I get to 95. Like I'll start getting sloppy. You know, I won't be able to hear the 16th notes as well. 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a. Nice. All right, 62. You know, I think it's a drum part that looks a little intimidating. I know when the first time I taught it, like just even doing the hi-hats, 1 E and a 2 and E and a 4 and it's just a lot of thinking, but you know, you plan it out a little bit, you click it out a couple times, all of a sudden you're like, all right, I get the groove of this. So same, we're going to just start with our sticking again. 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4. And 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and a. And then I failed. All right, let's go 66. Same thing. So again, for being the hardest measure in the song, I don't feel like it's, for me right now, you know, this is only Drum Live number 23. I don't think it's totally challenging for me. Let me preface that. Yeah, preface that. Preface. One of those. I do not play any metal, but you are not the first person to ask. Now, you probably do see the double bass and think that I might play metal. My drummer in my band plays metal, and that's why there's a double bass. I think of it this way. Drums with two smiley faces, or smiley face with double smile, I guess. Ask me if I play metal. I don't. I think that's the goal. I don't know if the goal is metal. Like, I'd like to be able to play everything. So, like, right now, the goal is songs that my students want to learn. I did some Tom Petty last week. I did some Metallica, which is like metal, kind of metal adjacent. Down the road, though, I'd like to get to the place where I'm playing this kind of stuff and then moving to more and more challenging stuff. And down the road, metal or metal adjacent. Like, I'd like to do Paranoid by Black Sabbath. And if you listen to that song, he's doing this kick drum pedal the whole time. And I think that's crazy because and the videos that I've seen, he is playing with a single pedal. Like that would take a lot of skill and talent to be able to play that fast. So that kind of stuff would be fun to check out. All right, 66. I'm gonna do some clicking. All right, I will check this out. Is it Eyeless? Sorry, my screen's a little small that I'm looking at, but I will check out the Metallica song. And what I've loved is some people have, as I've been doing these, have been requesting, or not even requesting, but telling me like other songs to check out. And I'm like a lover of like really good drums. And so like some of the feedback back and forth was, hey, listen to this song, listen to this song. Now, I screenshotted them. I have not listened to them yet, but I'm going to. And I think that's kind of fun, just pulling up some music that I might otherwise never listen to or learn. One and two and three and four and 1 and 2 and 3 and. My drummer likes Slipknot, which is hilarious because like the music that I listen to is not Slipknot at all, and but he writes the greatest beats for the songs that we play. We're kind of more like an alt rock band. If you want to check us out, we're Lamech on all the tubes and all the Instagrams and all that good stuff. But he writes great beats because he loves playing with guitars. He likes guitar riffs, and he'll just jam with that. And I think his metal influences allowed him to, I don't know, just write differently than a lot of rock drummers out there. Any Infant Ambassador song, bro? I don't know any of them. Luke, great name by the way. My name is also Luke. But I will check them out. Put a song there that you like, and I'll listen. I probably won't learn it right away. I got my hands full with this right now. Now, drums, are you a drummer? Because your name is Drums. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And I just kept on putting extra hi-hats in. Sweet drums. What do you play mostly? Like what kind of, obviously you like metal. I mean, I can pick up context, right? Via the chat. You like metal. Do you play in a band? Are you looking for a band? What's going on? What's your situation, my guy? All right, we're going up to 76. I'm getting comfortable enough where I can read the chat and play this beat, so that's always a good sign. Sometimes I read the chat and I go... I fell apart. Nice, bro. And it's always nice to like get off your drum set and just, you know, just cruise through YouTube Shorts, see what's going on. And yeah, nice. What were you practicing? What were you working on? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a... some reason my hi-hat is getting loose. You jam with a couple people. Dude, I know. Finding musicians, period, is just the hardest thing ever, high school or not. That's why when you find somebody that you like, you kind of like just, I don't know, it's like dating. You just make it work. You know, you're like, all right, we're going to make this work. All right, I'm going to do a couple more 76 because I'm starting to play a little sloppy. Two and three and four and a... Nice, bro. I know Hailstorm. I know. Oh, I know Ace. Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold. A7X, right? The same band? Maybe. Maybe it's two different bands. Is A7X short for Avenged Sevenfold? See how little I know about metal? I'm not that bad. I understand. Not that bad. I thought I saw A7X as Avenged Sevenfold before, so yeah. A student of mine really likes their stuff, and I'm like, bro, that guy's such a good drummer. All right, let's try 70. No, we'll go to 80. So I feel good about this beat because 95 really only 15 away from 80, and I feel like 80 is probably within reach. You can hear a couple little sloppy things. It's funny. The hi-hat was getting a little loose, you know, just via vibrations and everything. But I'm so uncomfortable with this new beat that was enough to throw me off, those little things. Okay. I've heard of, yeah, I've heard of the Rev. What do I got on my set? What do you mean, what do I got on my set? Like the skins, or like what set do I have? I have a Canopus. I was like to say, yeah, Canopus is the right way to pronounce that. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... The cymbals are, you're going to laugh at me because I was going to say, they're Sabian. So I got the Explosion Crash AAX series, and that's Explosion Explosion Clash. I crashed, dude, I can't talk. So the 15 to my left, the 17, and then I have the Zildjian Ping right here, 20. And when I bought this new set, I got the 15-inch hi-hats, the new beat. Now, one drummer that I like a lot, and this is where I stole a lot of the cymbal and stuff from, maybe I stole it from him, or maybe somebody else. Stole as not actually took, but like stole as in like, these are the cymbals he liked, these are the drums he likes, that kind of stuff, and then, you know, you pick your instruments via that. The Kings of Leon drummer. I thought he had really good tone. I liked his cymbal sounds. I might have had these before him, though, so I don't know. But yeah, that's what I have. So Ping Ride 20-inch Zildjian, Sabian Double X or AAX, I think you would say that. Explosion 17, Explosion 15, New Beat hi-hats 15s. No. Yeah, 15s. I thought they. Oh yeah, because I used to have the 14s. What about you, man? Let me know what you have. And let me know. Like sometimes drummers are like very picky about that stuff, and there's other drummers who are like, shit, they're pieces of metal I hit. Obviously, when you spend $100 for a piece of metal versus $300 for a piece of metal, usually the 300 piece of metal sounds a little bit nicer. All right, we're gonna do a couple more 80. Like I said, getting a little sloppy. All right, 84 it is. There's one other measure I wanted to look at today. I don't know if we're going to get to it. There's not a it's not a fill per se as much as it is like just a beat that's a little weird. So, but right now this is going good, so spend a couple more minutes on this. Sometimes I feel like the eighth note on these toms, or not the eighth note, the 16th note on these toms. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I have to lean in for these. My eyes. Yeah, and it's also nice when you like play with somebody that knows and they're knowledgeable, and you're like, "Hey, you've been playing with these for a while." My drummer uses these same cymbals. I think his are one bigger, and it was kind of like, "Oh shit, you like these? They're probably pretty good. I like them too. You've made these sound good." I think the pair that I had before this we used in recording, and I think it was the pair we used in the mics that we used. It was a little bit tinny was the word I think we got, or thin in the wrong spots, I guess. Thin and tinny might have been what the guy who was mixing our song goes. Because I go, hey, I'd like some more crashes in there. And he goes, no, you don't want those. You don't want more. He's like, it's actually pretty bad. Again, not how he played, but just how it sounded. So, and that's the best thing you can do. Go buy a pair of cymbals, play them for a while. Go check some bands out, see a band live and be like, hey, what are you using? Or like what I did is, I Googled like what the Kings of Leon drummer was using. Kind of started there. I think he was using a DW kit. And then this Canopus came up for sale. A friend of a friend knew about it. And he's like, hey, this is a really nice kit. It's very similar to the DW. It has that, I think, a 24-inch bass drum. He's like, it has everything you'd want. It actually was missing a tom. I had to order. Well, not missing. I wanted an extra tom on top. Yeah. Well, dude, and yeah, if you're on your crash all the time for metal, you want a good crash, or you want something that's going to last. 2 and 3, 4. I'm getting distracted. Yes, are different from others. Nice. Sorry. I'm leaning in and like reading. I gotta clearly move this closer. Nice. Cool. I'll check that song out too. Like I said, I'll screenshot this when I'm done so I like know what songs to listen to and check out. All right. I'm gonna be a little less distracted because I only got like 10 minutes left, I think. So 86 wasn't terrible. Let's go to 90. And then if I'm not out of time, we'll go look at the other measure, which I know this isn't full speed, but usually I don't get to full speed at all in a song. So the fact that I started this, pretty happy that I got this far. And then tomorrow, like I can refine it a little bit. You got to kind of like set your expectations for your practice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so now this is so much fun to play this tempo. Peace, bro. Good talk to you, drums. I don't think that's his real name. Let's just go to 95 because that's fun to play. We can look at that other measure later. Let's get this up to speed. So you heard the sloppiness on there, which is totally fine. On that 1E. So got to clean that up. Everything else sounded pretty good, though, for 95. And now I forgot how to play it. So there's some misfiring that's happening, right, as I'm playing this, but it's okay. It's close to 95%, or it's close to 100%. It is 100% of the tempo. All right, let's do a couple more. So I'm going to go back and forth between just doing on the hi-hat. Farfet, thank you. Not Master Yacht, Apprentice. And I got to move this closer. Sorry, I keep on having to lean in. But it's worth leaning in because your guys' comments kind of like motivate me. It's more fun to practice with an audience. Which might say there's a problem with me. But all right, back to the hi-hat. I was telling somebody the other day that if I do a live in practice, I'm more dedicated to practicing than if I sit by myself because I'll grab my phone and like check Instagram every 5 minutes, and it's not a great discipline. Shit. I'm just going to let the metronome run. We're going to keep doing this. earlier on in the video, you're like, I don't think it matters. I said, not you. I said, I don't think it matters which hand you're using. It clearly has a nice flow to it when you go snare, hi, snare, tom. See, at this point, I could imagine playing it a different way. It presented itself, right? You have a flow to it. It's harder to see those flows. It's harder to see the flow when you're just working through a section of it. But you can't let that be a stumbling block to learning the whole thing. All right, so 95 is pretty sloppy. Yeah, I can play it every once in a while. I really rush those 16th notes at this tempo. Couldn't play it. Where's the bassist? Bro, you're right here. You're ready to do the bass part. Jare, is that you? Is your channel Jare's channel? Am I reading that right? And I don't even know the bass part for this song. That's sad. Sad if I don't know that. Is it a good bass part? I'd say you're implying that it is. All right, I got to do this a couple more times, and then I'm out of time. And 95 is just going to be sloppy until I pick this up again. I don't actually always listen. So Jare asked, wait, really? I don't actually listen to music all the time. So like, sorry, I'm new. Why are you new? Bass player's there. So yeah, I need to listen to the song before I learn it, obviously, because I get that a lot from people. They're like, wait, you know this part? I'm like, I never know that part. Well, I don't, Jare, you're a phenomenal drummer. I don't want you to watch me suck at drums. All right, so I'm going to do like a minute more of this as Jare laughs at me and, you know, then can just play it better than I can, probably just by blinking. So yeah, anyway. This song is called Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears. And that's all I have time for today. It was good chatting with you guys. Jare, thanks for checking out the channel. And we'll chat later. So, and I'd love to see you play the song because you know it already. Well, you don't know it already, but I'm sure you can play it. Subscribe. All right. Peace. Thank you guys. You have a good rest of your night, and I'll talk to you guys all soon.